Peace, nigga. We gon' get back into the motherfucking swinging things in here. Your nigga, DJ Ruckus, the only nigga who holds down Rhode Island out of state. The only nigga that shouts out Rhode Island out of state. The rest of them bullshit ass DJs out here don't do that motherfucking shit. Cause they're scared. Them motherfuckers probably don't even go out of state. Road Dog Records, the motherfucking mixtape, volume 2. Let's go.
Smash, RD niggas. I rip. Hey yo, I rip when I tackle, spit like tobacco. MCs fucking with me, I bitch smack you. Think you can get it, that hot shit I spit it. Type of nigga go in your block and stop pitching. Fuck who you roll with, duck when I pull clips. Niggas that are listening to you, they on some bullshit. Can't stand fake niggas, never do I hate niggas. Carry big appetite, listen while I take niggas back to the old school. See us when we roll through, road dog 100 deep. Nigga thought I told you, self niggas get it crunk. JP never run, never change, fuck you. Even if you got it.
This is a warning, Road Dog taking over these streets. You hear these tracks, nigga? Listen how we murder these beats. What bitch you know in the hood touching China and fresh? Nigga, we spit them bars that'll pierce your vest. They call me Blaze when I spit, spot flames like matches. Flow so hot, my teeth got heat rashes. And I don't call them punchlines, my shit's a smackdown. So if you know like I know, you hoes will back down.
Hey yo, the boy spit game ridiculous. Talk drawers off broads, best tame your chick. Cause they all heard about how the cane get flipped. Plus my whole squad slaved out, chains and whips. Train your lips, pop shit, lames your hip. Have a clip in your hip when I aim and spit. Move swift, same kid, flip, cane on the strip. Stack dough, now I ride with the thing on the hip. You better learn. Rugs is hot, I don't even give a fuck if you thug or not. Slugs get popped, messing with my RD fam. Cause we so militant, we like an army man. Armed with grams, niggas flip raw for weeks. Road dog stupid deep, all with heat. We York or Creek, put you in the box right now. And you giant ass niggas get knocked right down.
Who's precious? That nigga's cold real, I'm too precious to even come in, she's precious. These bitches can't stand, it's precious. And what nigga? Road dog. And what nigga? If you hate me, you hate the fam. If you got beef, come on, come get me, man. I'm ready for war. When I walk through the door or walk in the hall, I'm down for it all. Road dog got me, I ain't going nowhere. We the RD army, so make that clear.
Call it road dog, nigga. You wanna be an asshole? Empty out clips like the blunts of tobacco. This is why they calling you a carcass. Hit you close range with the gauge and I left your ass topless. Now Reap's new name is Heartless. Cause you just sitting there, legs moving but you ain't getting there. This here, it's the army's intro. Grim Reaper the beast.
Crown of Lies, legal disclaimer, sexual content advisory, and copyright notice. This is a work of fiction. All names, characters, organizations, places, events, and incidents are either the product of the author's imagination or used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, including but not limited to similarities in name, appearance, behavior, personality, speech, or other identifiable traits, is purely coincidental and unintentional. Whether such resemblance is slight, moderate, or exact, and whether the individual is known or unknown to the reader, listener, or viewer, all characters are original, fictitiously created, and artificially generated by the author. They exist solely for the purpose of storytelling and are protected as intellectual property. This work, including all text, characters, settings, plot, and original concepts, is the sole intellectual property of the author. It is protected under copyright law. No part of this publication may be copied, reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, digitally, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without the prior written permission of the author or publisher, except in the case of brief quotations used in critical reviews or articles, as permitted by law. Permission to share. This work may be shared publicly on social media platforms for non-commercial purposes only, provided the author is clearly credited and no content is altered or used for profit. All rights remain with the author. Unauthorized commercial use, duplication, or distribution of any part of this work without express permission is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action.
Institutional, entity, and conversational disclaimer. Any resemblance to actual conversations, meetings, businesses, organizations, associations, universities, institutions, or their practices, whether in structure, name, timing, or events, is purely coincidental. No reference is intended to harm, tarnish, diminish, or reflect negatively, in part or in whole, on any real entity, its legacy, or any individual, staff member, employee, owner, affiliate, committee, or board member. Any perceived likeness is entirely unintentional and should not be construed as deliberate or meant to cause harm, offense, or injury of any kind.
Character disclaimer. All characters appearing in this work are entirely fictional. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, including but not limited to similarities in name, physical appearance, behavior, speech, personality traits, or any other identifiable characteristic, is purely coincidental and unintentional, even if the names look like, sound like, are spelled like, or resemble a real person, business, organization, or group of people, even the slightest, in part or in whole, is still fiction. Whether such resemblance is slight, moderate, or exact, whether the person is known to you or not, and whether the similarity is perceived or factual, all characters are fictitiously created and artificially generated solely for the purpose of storytelling. They are original creations of the author, developed through creative expression and protected as intellectual property.
Chronological events disclaimer. Even if the sequence of events in this story appears to mirror real-life occurrences, whether in part or in whole, even if they unfold in the same time, place, or under the same names, as actual events, and even if the timeline aligns identically, such similarities are purely coincidental. These events are fictional, intentionally constructed by the author as a creative expression, and are the result are his intellectual property. All rights reserved.
Explicit language and sexual content disclaimer and reader discretion advisory. This work contains strong language, graphic sexual situations, sexual content, and adult themes that may be considered offensive, disturbing, or triggering to some readers, and mature themes, including power-imbalanced relationships and manipulative behavior. It is intended for mature audiences only. If you are sensitive to explicit language, erotic content, or depictions of psychological domination, the story explores complex emotional, sexual, and psychological dynamics, including but not limited to power struggles, manipulation, obsession, betrayal, and seduction. Please proceed with caution or consider discontinuing your listening, viewing, or reading. All characters portrayed in sexual situations are fictional adults, and while most interactions are depicted as consensual, this story does include at least one scene of unexpected, non-consensual sexual contact with the context of storytelling. The scene is not explicit or graphic, but is non-consensual in nature and may be disturbing to some readers. The author neither condones nor glorifies harmful conduct. The material is presented for fictional and entertainment purposes only. Any resemblance to real persons or actual events that may have taken place is purely coincidental. By continuing past this page or audio disclaimer, you confirm that you are of legal age in your jurisdiction and willingly choose to engage with material that includes strong language, sexual content, and mature subject matter. Legal definition of fiction. Fiction is a form of literary expression that presents imaginary characters, events, settings, and scenarios, created by the author for the purpose of storytelling, entertainment, or artistic exploration. It is not intended to represent or depict real persons, places, or events, even if similarities appear coincidental or perceived. From a legal standpoint, fiction is protected under free speech and creative expression laws, and is understood to be a product of the author's imagination. Unless explicitly stated otherwise, works of fiction are not considered factual representations and cannot be treated as such in any legal or reputational claims. Fiction is literature in the form of prose that describes imaginary events and people. Sexual content. Sexual content refers to any depiction, description, or representation, whether visual, written, or spoken, of sexual behavior, sexual acts, sexual organs, or sexually suggestive situations. It includes actual or simulated sexual intercourse, depictions of masturbation, depictions of sexual touching or fondling, erotic or sexually suggestive language, dialogue, or scenes, display of genitals, breasts, or buttocks for sexual purposes, situations intended to arouse or appeal to sexual interests. It can be graphic or implied. Even suggestive dialogue or intense romantic scenes can legally be considered sexual content. Important. It doesn't have to be pornographic to count as sexual content. It doesn't have to be explicit. Even indirect or artistic references to sexuality can qualify. Context matters. If the content is clearly intended to portray or suggest sexual activity or attraction, it's usually considered sexual content.
In short, sexual content legally covers any kind of sexual behavior, suggestion, or depiction, from graphic sex scenes to suggestive flirting that is clearly sexual in nature. Crown of Lies is a multi-layered work of fiction featuring upcoming prequels and sequels. It contains mature themes, including sexual content, and centers around two primary characters, Bari and Nikita. This story was created by the author for the world to enjoy. All results, in part and in whole, are the exclusive intellectual property of the author. Unauthorized commercial use, duplication, reproduction, or distribution of any portion of this work without the author's express written permission is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action.
For commercial use, licensing, media inquiries, or permission requests, please contact the publisher or rights holder in writing. MMR 6 o'clock. 2025 Gerard C. Catala. All rights reserved. Please subscribe, like, share, follow, and comment.